When you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, cause you're desperate. Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison? What's your pleasure? Oh, my city, she never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, 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 oh. Give it my city, my city. My city, my city. Where do you go when your heart with a fever? When she's cruel, but you won't leave her. Oh, here we are, all the freaks and believers, all the sweet neon dreamers. Oh, my city. She never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh, oh. Give it up. My city, my city.
What's the story, wrestling fans? We are less than a week away from WrestleMania. Tonight's topics include
Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte get arrested.
The Demon returns,
And Baron Corbin gets the last laugh.
all that and more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT, and this week we're going to be streaming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday due to WrestleMania week.
We're going to be on every day this week. I'm so excited. You literally have no idea. I woke up this morning and went, oh my gosh, it's Monday. It's the one time I look forward to Mondays.
Yes, it is Monday. WrestleMania week.
I know, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm even more excited now after watching tonight's Raw. How about you?
Well, I think the closer we get to WrestleMania, the more excited I'll be. So, you know, we still got a week to go. I don't want to lose all my excitement today and then, like, be
I will never run out of
wimped
excitement.
out at the end of the week.
I will never run out of excitement, okay?
Yes, but you're younger than me, so that's what happens. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit the little bell thingy so you know when we go live. And, yeah, don't forget to hit the bell thingy.
Yeah, then you're notified every time we go live.
Yes, definitely.
Because, you know, you want to be notified.
Yeah. Then you know where we are and when we are there.
So, man, tonight's show, oh my gosh. I loved it. It was amazing. Amazing.
Well, I like the way they started it out, you know, as an April Fool's thing. If nobody was thinking today was April Fool's Day, Stephanie McMahon comes out, she opens the show and says, the big announcement is that there will be a fourth competitor in the women's title match at WrestleMania.
Me!
And it's going to be me. And then she kind of...
Not me, Stephanie.
You know what they should have done with this? To really draw this out? They should have had her say that, and then, you know, got the big crowd reaction.
They booed her right away.
And then have her come back in the middle of the show and go, no, it was an April Fool's joke. It's actually that all the titles are on the line, or that both titles are on the line.
All the titles are on the line. Every
WrestleMania.
title.
So, you know, I think that would have been, like, kept people on the edge of their seats if they would have done it that way rather than
I think everybody expected them to do this, though. Well, people were expecting it to either be, all right, it's winner take all, or they're going to do this stupid way where if Ronda Rousey gets pinned by Becky Lynch wins the Raw Championship. If Becky Lynch were to pin Charlotte, she would win the SmackDown Championship. If Ronda were to pin Charlotte, she would win the SmackDown Championship and then be the undisputed champion, and opposite for Charlotte. And people were like, so in that situation, Becky can't be both champions at all. And people were not very happy with that. So I think doing all the titles on the line is a lot better than the dumb way that they were going to do it. That was talked about.
I like this way as long as they unify the title. If they're going to keep them two separate, I don't like this way.
Honestly, I think they're going to keep them two separate with SmackDown moving to Fox in October. I'm assuming they're probably going to keep them separate and not unify them because they want to have a champion on both shows. Which, I mean, they could very well have a champion on both shows. They just travel, which would make sense. But I don't think they're going to unify them.
If they're going to do this, why don't they have a SmackDown champion, a Raw champion, and then the WWE champion? I mean, if the plan is to because they're going to be on two separate channels now, that they have to have a champion. I mean, they do so much crossover now anyway, so why not just have one champion?
Real quick, I don't know where it was. I'm pretty sure it was on Twitter, but somebody said, no, it was Busted Open. That's where it was. And they said, okay, well, SmackDown is moving to Fox, and they're talking about adding a third hour, but that would be on FS1 and not on Fox. And I was like, huh? Why would you do that? Why would you not want... That's the talk, at least. That's a rumor that's been going around, is that they're going to add a third hour on SmackDown days, but it's going to be on a different channel. Which I don't understand. It would make
probably because... I'm guessing because Fox doesn't want to have 3 hours of wrestling on...
If that is what they're doing.
Yeah.
I know they're going to add a third hour because they have said that they're going to add a third hour. Haven't they? I'm pretty sure they've said that they're going to add a third hour. Maybe that's just me making things up in my head.
Yeah, no, I thought I saw something where they talked about having a third hour.
I did too. So I was like, huh. Putting it on a separate channel, I don't know. I mean, obviously I'd still watch it, but I don't know.
Well, I would guess probably because Fox doesn't want to carry 3 hours of wrestling.
Probably.
And especially on a Friday night.
Yeah.
That's just a guess.
That would make sense. So, next, we have the guy who I forgot was actually going to be on Raw this week, and I put up a tweet and I said, oh, yeah! Brock Lesnar's on Raw tonight! Who knew? And so he came out with Paul Heyman, per usual, did his regular spiel that Paul Heyman always does, because it's not Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar did his usual thing where he stood there, like this.
He hugged himself.
He hugged. This right here is a championship, and he's just standing there holding it. He hugged the belt, yeah. And so he came out, he did his usual thing, and then Paul Heyman said he's gonna dominate like he always does. Every time he's been in the ring with anybody, he's beaten them, and so don't be shocked. Seth comes out and then says, no one wants you here. These people don't want you here. The locker room doesn't want you here either. So just get out. And after he said that, Brock pushed past Seth. Seth hit Brock with a low blow. Brock fell to the floor. He then got up, tried to F5 him. Seth hit him with a super kick. He fell down again. He waited for the right moment and then hit him with the curb stomp. They made Seth look really strong in this segment, which worries me for WrestleMania.
He's going to get destroyed.
Because that's normally the way it works. And that's what worries me. Spoiler alert, I'm still going to go with Seth as being my pick. But it worries me going into WrestleMania that he's not going to... I mean, again, it all depends on if Brock re-signs his contract. Because his contract is up on WrestleMania.
Well, I don't understand why the WWE keeps bending over backwards for, Breck.
See, another one of our fake Wrestling Association names.
Brock Lesnar.
We should be writing these down. I mean, seriously.
Brock Lesnar, because he doesn't, I don't think that he brings a lot to the table.
He really doesn't. And people really don't like him. the statement that Seth made about no one likes you, they don't like you, the locker room doesn't like you, I could say that was a true statement.
Well, I think one of the reasons they don't like him is because he's never on.
Yeah.
If you're
he's
never on,
and they treat him like the golden child where he holds the championship and it's never on TV.
And that's the one thing I don't like about it is
it's really overlooked, very overlooked in my opinion, because Brock Lesnar is holding the championship and so nobody cares. So they overlook that championship and they look to WWE championship or the women's championships or whatever. And the Universal Championship is supposed to be your big championship.
Yeah.
Your really important one. And
so
it's not.
I hope that they're looking at this and they decide that, this will be Brock Lesnar's end of his reign as champion.
I just wouldn't believe, quite honestly. Well, yeah, I just wouldn't believe.
Well, if he's going to be there...
I'm tired of it.
Well,
I'm tired of it.
He's never there, so I don't think, it's no wonder people dislike him, because when you never wrestle, you show up once every, 4 months?
But what I don't understand, what I find very hard to agree with, is listening to, Busted Open and stuff. Bully Ray, he, praises Brock Lesnar all the time, and I'm like, why? 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 Because he's the best Universal Champion we've had, and la-da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, A, he's one of the only Universal Champions we've had. Pretty sure Seth has been Universal Champion one time. Finn was the first Universal Champion. And so, you don't have many options because he's been champion so many times. But I'm like, he's the best?
Well,
he's the greatest? He's the, what?
He never says anything.
I'm like...
He lets Paul Heyman do his talking. Which
I mean is fine, but...
I don't know. I just think that, they don't use him enough. And I understand his contract probably says that he only has to show up once every, 6 months.
7 years.
I think hurts the overall product, because I think people need to have people out there to see. And when you don't have that, I think it hurts your product, especially as your champion.
Yeah.
And so, hopefully...
It almost screws him over in the end, which is it's not good.
Well, hopefully this is the end of the Brock Lesnar reign,
era.
And we will have...
Let it just be the end of the Brock Lesnar era.
Well, we could have that.
I'd love that. So next we have Boston Hug Connection and the Divas of Doom versus the Iconics and the Samoan Slaughterhouse. That's their tag team name, if you didn't know that.
No, I did not know that.
Yep, that's their tag team name.
Okay.
Michael Cole, Corey Graves, somebody on commentary has been calling them that for the last couple weeks.
I knew that they were, but I didn't know that they had an official name. I thought he was just calling them that.
Apparently, it's Samoan Slaughterhouse. I'm going with it, at least. Whether it's official or not, it's a good name.
Yeah.
It goes with them. So this is the Iconics made their Raw debut tonight. Again, more cross promotion. They've never been on Raw before, and they are usually only on SmackDown. But that was not the case tonight. They're really hyping up this tag team match.
Well, again, another situation where they threw the four teams in there that are going to be facing each other at WrestleMania. I understand doing a storyline, maybe having a tag team where someone interferes or something like that, but doing it this way I don't like.
Yeah.
And
this is the first time Beth Phoenix has competed in Raw since she retired.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they were making it like a historic moment for her. It's her first time being back on Raw. Personally, I almost would have liked to see her first match back be at WrestleMania, and then they win the championships or something, and then it makes her look real good.
Yeah. I think
that would have been better.
I think that would have been a better way to go about
instead of putting her on Raw. And I get it, first match back on Raw, but have it, why not do it the night after WrestleMania? Just have her in a tag match or singles match or something, after she wins the championships. But have her first actual match back be at WrestleMania. I think that would have made more of an impact for her, and especially if they won the titles.
Yeah, it
would have made a big impact on her career. So Beth ends up getting the win for the team after she hits Peyton Royce with the Glam Slam. Dude, that move it looks like it hurts really, really bad.
Yes, it does.
Lifting him in the air and then just splat. Oh. Don't let your nose hit the floor first, because that would hurt.
She could glam slam a lot of guys too, I think.
She could. She was in the men's Royal Rumble one year, and she I'm pretty sure she glam slammed somebody. She eliminated the Great Khali, and then she glam slammed somebody. So it was
impressive.
Iconic.
Yeah, iconic.
No pun intended. Actually, lots of pun intended.
All right, so then we have backstage. We have. Did you say who won that match?
Yeah.
Yeah, Beth and
Natty and Sasha and Bailey.
So then we have Batista backstage showing up, and he had a lot to say tonight.
A lot. 4 words to be exact. But first, before that, they show a video. Well, first, back it up just another second. He was live and in person tonight.
Yes.
Great, because last week, I said, I was joking before he came out, I said, you know what, I just want him to come out, I just want him to sing the Spice Girls song,
I've seen him more live
I'll tell you
than
what I want,
Lesnar,
what I
though.
really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I wanna really, really, really want to have a match with Triple H.
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's what I said he should have done, but he didn't. That would have been funnier.
It would have been funny.
Because they've played off of that the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And there are memes all over Twitter.
Well, they keep, the way they've done it is...
hilarious?
Yeah, it's kind of goofy.
It is goofy. It's goofy for Batista. It's goofy
well,
for
it is,
Triple H.
because when he's sitting there going, you're going to give me what I want. Well, no doubt.
Give me what I want.
What's that? A match? All right, there. Thanks. That's what I wanted.
Give me what I want. And spit flying everywhere. Give me what I want.
So he points to the screen and they play a video. Shows Batista and Triple H matches. And
where Batista has won every single time.
He goes, the one thing Triple H has never done is beat me, basically, is what the video is about. And then you think that he's going to say something after the
camera
video,
gets, real close. This much of his face.
He says to Hunter, and he goes, Hunter, kiss my ass, and that's
it.
Pretty much it.
That's it.
He drops the mic.
He goes over to the corner or the ring posts, and he stands up on one of them. Is yo, dudes, that's all I had to say. I'm gonna let my wrestling do the talking on Sunday. And so that was all that was. It was a very, very needed segment. But I saw on Twitter that a lot of people actually liked it. They were short, sweet, simple, to the point. We get what he's doing.
Well, it got the point across. It definitely got the point across.
And they were like, this is the most useful, promo between the Batista and Triple H thing we've seen in the last
Well, they didn't have
weeks.
to spend 25 minutes trying to, express a storyline that, wasn't necessary to do.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the video, and, it was, probably 30-second minute, maybe 2 minutes long. And then
if even that.
He just gets on and, says his words and
then
drops the mic, and then he's done. And then, that was it.
I feel like that's what Batista does best, is the short, sweet, simple promos where he says 3 words and then leaves. That's what he does best.
Well, some people can get away with it and some can't. He can get away with doing it that way.
And you know what? I have a very hard time believing they're trying to put him across as the heel in this situation and Triple H as the good guy. That's not happening.
The funny thing is every time he comes out, he gets a cheer.
Yeah, because people want to see him win.
They cheer for him.
People want to see him win. This is why I have a very hard time saying you're putting him over. You're trying to put him over as the heel, but it's not working.
No.
Because people love Batista, first off. Second, they're like, oh, cool. Batista's back. We love this. Awesome. And they could end Triple H's career. And people don't like Triple H because he's, part of the Authority and stuff. So, they should have put him in the good guy spot. Because he would have gotten
Well, I think, right now, I don't think there's a lot separating the heels from the baby faces.
Definitely not, because both get cheers. Because they both have fans, which I understand. Because they were trying to put Becky over as a bad guy, and she blew up, man. People loved her.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. You don't know. I mean, you have the heel, and then you have have the baby faces, and you know, so sometimes the heels get cheered more than the baby faces, or the perceived heel is cheered more than the baby face. So it's kind of a fine line there between the two.
Next, we have Elias. And this was kind of disappointing for Elias. Because
there wasn't much to it other than, you know,
there really wasn't.
He just talks about he's going to sing it he talks about all these other Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, Jay-Z singing.
He's like, but my performance is going to be the best of all.
Yeah.
And I will not get interrupted on the grandest stage of them all. Man, thinking about it, last year John Cena interrupted Elias. I hope they don't do it again.
I think the funny thing is, you know, is people will boo Elias, but they will also cheer him. They'll cheer him for a minute and then they'll boo him.
Oh my gosh. People on Twitter, did you see the videos from yesterday and the day before where they had live events and Elias and Becky did segments? Oh my gosh. It was so funny. Like in one segment, Becky came out and she's saying to Elias and was like, Elias is sucky. And something else. And then the one from yesterday, she literally sang a song and was like, just go away, please. And then she had a match with Charlotte. Both nights. But I thought it was very funny. I was like, man, why can't we see lots of on TV?
Well, when you know, the thing
is, my two favorite people in the ring at the same time. And I missed it.
Sorry, man. You'll get to see him in the ring at WrestleMania.
Not together.
Well, no, not together, but you'll get to see him in the ring.
It's disappointing. I want to see Becky sing.
Sorry, dude. So Elias, you know, talks about his performance Sunday. Doesn't say a whole lot of anything else other than, you know, walk with Elias. And the crowd, like, chanted it too.
Walk with Elias is what he chanted.
Yeah.
And then the crowd shortly, he was like, I can hear it now. Walk with him. And then the crowd picked up and they started chanting it. Oh, man, they love him. They love him, dude. His character is so good. And, man, he's so
then we have Jinder Mahal versus Apollo Crews.
And all of the contestants, I don't know why I was going to say contestants, entrants in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal are outside the ring. I don't know if they were trying to, like, if this is supposed to be a lumberjack match or what, but they were all standing outside. Nobody ended up getting thrown outside the ring.
You know, the only thing I would say about this was this was just their way of showing who the contestants were going to be that in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Agreed. So Apollo Crews ends up getting the win, and then after the match, all the competitors in the Battle Royal get in the ring, and Apollo Crews cleans house.
Well, he didn't really clean house. He took out Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers.
Well, yeah, but they
everybody
were like, Apollo Crews cleans house.
Everybody kind of cleaned house together, and then
just going off of what Michael Cole said here. Just going off of that, Dad.
Well, the whole segment I didn't understand.
I don't know why it was in there either.
Other than,
I think it was maybe just to make Apollo Crews look strong, so then people would have some type of guess as to who would win.
That could be.
But they were Corey Graves on commentary was like, "I'm calling it now." I don't even remember which guy it was. One of the SNL guys is gonna win because I don't remember which is which because I don't care.
Well, and to think of how far Jinder Mahal has fallen, you know,
in the last
year.
Jeez, yeah. Year or so. He had a rivalry with Randy Orton that was so good, and then he just kind of like
you've had a lot of stars
fell off the face of the earth.
Well, look at all of Rusev,
Asuka,
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
A lot of those wrestlers.
That's the one I've seen a lot on Twitter. It's Shinsuke Nakamura. Is that dude? Last year he was like main eventing WrestleMania, and this year he's not even on the card. He's not even in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah, so
like, seriously? You've got to be joking me. He went from being one of the biggest stars to not even being talked about at all. I swear to you, he's going to leave.
Well, I'd be shocked to see any more Japanese wrestlers willing to sign with WWE. The only reason they would sign is because of the big money they're going to get. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, I would, you know, if they're looking for...
And see, the thing is, I think... a lot of the reason they don't use them is just because 90% of them don't speak English, and that's what their issue is with
them.
But is that they can't cut promos and this, that. But that doesn't, I don't care. I don't care that they can't cut promos. Asuka can cut a promo well enough, and, Shinsuke you can understand 90% of the time, but I don't care. They're really good in the ring, so why not use them?
Well, you don't need to cut a promo. You could throw in a manager and have the manager speak for them, and you don't even have to have the promo cut.
That's what Mr. Fuji was for.
I mean, so
Mr. Fuji and Yokozuna.
Using
I don't think
they can't cut promos doesn't work because there's ways around using the talent.
Quite honestly, I don't think I had ever even heard Yokozuna cut a promo, ever. Because he always had Mr. Fuji to talk for him.
I don't know if I ever heard him talk other than go, Banzai!
Exactly.
So,
So it's not unheard of. Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard him speak at all.
Yeah, I don't think.
Because like I said, he had Mr. Fuji, and Mr. Fuji did all of his talking.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So it makes, that's a dumb reason not to use them. It's because they can't cut promos because they don't speak English.
Yeah.
I mean, dumb. It's dumb. So, the Kurt Angle farewell tour continues. This is where it got real confusing because Kurt Angle was supposed to face Rey Mysterio tonight.
Yeah, they were promoting that last week. They
were promoting it yesterday on Instagram. There was a thing that went up that said what to look forward to in Raw. Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio and the 6-woman tag match. With Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte versus the Riot Squad.
So this was another one of those...
And so it's one of those on-the-fly...
last-minute deals where they decided they were going to switch the match around.
Exactly, and I feel like it was dumb because it didn't do anything at all.
No, it
didn't.
In my opinion, I don't understand.
It didn't do anything.
No, it didn't, because I didn't understand what the whole purpose was.
I didn't either. So...
other than to show that Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle had a lot of respect for each other and,
I mean, yeah, I would say, yeah. That would be about it. But makes no sense to me at all. So they show a Kurt Angle video on his career and everything, and he got all teary-eyed afterwards, and then Baron Corbin comes down and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I just had to say that guy in that video is not the same guy that is standing in that ring right now. The superstars of today are so much bigger and stronger, and you can't keep up with us anymore, Kurt." Kurt says, "Yes, we'll have our match on Sunday, but why don't we have an exhibition match tonight?" Baron Corbin walks into the ring and then steps out, says, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to take you on at WrestleMania because, quite honestly, if I get in that ring with you right now, you're not going to make it to WrestleMania." Then Rey Mysterio comes out and says, "Well, hey, Corbin, why don't you and I throw down?" He, again, says, "No, I'm not doing that." And then he takes a cheap shot at Rey Mysterio. And then Kurt Angle hits him with the Angle Slam, and he goes up to the ring. And then it is announced a little bit later in the show that we get Baron Corbin versus Rey Mysterio later in the evening. So,
this segment,
was this supposed to make Kurt Angle look strong? Or was it supposed to make Baron Corbin look strong? Or...
I don't know what the point of this segment was, really.
I don't get the point of this segment or the Rey Mysterio and Baron Corbin match.
Yeah, me neither.
The whole time throughout the evening, I was like,
I'll give you my thoughts on the end of the Rey Mysterio and Baron Corbin match when we get to it.
So, next we have a Charlotte Flair interview backstage, and it's essentially just asking her about the 6-woman tag match later in the evening, and, how are you going to keep the will not to beat the crap out of Becky and Ronda? And she was like, because I just won't. Because I am queen. And I can compose myself. And I will not touch them because I am the main event. Woo! And then that was that. Very short, sweet interview. Then we have Ricochet and Black. I love how I'm calling him Black now. I leave out Alistair.
Yeah, they've shortened the name up of everybody, so let's just call him Black.
It's easier when you're typing it out, man, because
yes,
Ricochet is already... I like Alistair Black, too,
yes.
but I end up just writing it out as Ricochet and Black, because Have you ever heard that? I mean, they still call him Aleister Black on TV, but when they're on commentary, they always call him Black.
Yeah.
So it's just like Mustafa Ali. When Aleister Black gets the final move up to the main roster after he's done in NXT, I will not be shocked if they drop Aleister, which will suck because it's such a cool name.
So they've Ricochet and Aleister Black versus the Revival for the Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
You kind of knew how this is going to end as far as who was going to win.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Well, you knew they weren't giving them the titles going into Mania.
Yeah, maybe. You know, they've done crazier things.
So, you know, good match overall, I thought.
I didn't like the way it ended, personally. Well,
except I mean, they could have done something with the ending, but I mean, even with that, it's was expected as far as how it was going to end. Although we talked earlier about there's a fine line between a heel and a babyface. And so, you know, after the match, after Ricochet and Aleister Black end up getting counted out.
Because Revival holds them down.
Yes. Aleister Black ends up
hitting Black Mask.
Hitting the Black Mask on both Dash and Dawson. And then they do the 640... I don't know, was it the 640 splash or whatever they call it?
630 splash.
630, whatever. Splash on Ricochet, and Ricochet does this. Ricochet does it on.
I don't remember if it was Dash or Dawson. It was one of the two members of the Revival.
Yeah, so that we talked about having a fine line between your heels and your baby faces. That was kind of a heel move there, was. But
not really, but it's laying them out because they just screwed them over.
Well, it is. I mean, it's a heel move.
It was Dawson. Because Dash was outside the ring because he had gotten hit with Black Mass, and then Dawson was in the ring and he got the 630 splash because he held him down from underneath he held Ricochet down from underneath the ring, and then they pulled him in the ring. Ricochet pulled him in the ring. Black hit Black Mass on Dash, and then 630 splash on Dawson.
Yeah.
Wow, that was real confusing.
Anyway, I thought it was a good match.
Sometimes I confuse myself.
Kind of expected this to happen. I really didn't think that they would win.
Now, the thing I'm questioning is they don't have any tag matches announced yet for WrestleMania. Are they going to? I mean, they have the women's tag match, but for the men's division, they don't have a SmackDown tag match made yet. They don't have a Raw tag match made yet. I thought it was going to be Ricochet and Aleister Black versus the Revival at Mania.
Who knows? Maybe maybe they'll make the announcement right before WrestleMania.
But then
literally right before WrestleMania.
But then on the pre-show. Oh, we're just informed.
Even after the pre-show, like they're getting ready to start the show.
Oh, we've just been informed to open the show. We got Ricochet and Aleister Black versus the Revival for the Tag Team Championships.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could totally very well be what they do. But the thing is, what I was kind of like, why? Is the Usos, it was looking like they were going to have a match with the Hardys at WrestleMania. That is no longer happening because the Hardys are in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Were they around the ring tonight?
No. It was only the guys from Raw. They didn't have the SmackDown competitors.
Well, I didn't think they had the SmackDown people.
They didn't have the SmackDown competitors in there because I believe Andrade is also in.
So I'm guessing, you know what's going to happen tomorrow?
We're going to see another match.
They're going to be another match, and they're going to have all the wrestlers that are on SmackDown around the ring.
Probably. Predictions. I'm assuming we're probably going to see Shane and Miz. I'm assuming we're probably going to see Charlotte and Becky. Maybe not.
I don't know. They might, still have legal battle to be going through or something.
Which we'll talk about in a minute. Because that was the best segment of the evening. But I don't know. I'm assuming we'll see the Usos tomorrow.
I don't know. So then we have the Ronda Rousey.
Wait. I do know that tomorrow... Sorry. I do know that we are seeing AJ Styles and Randy Orton on the KO show, and Kofi and Daniel Bryan are signing their contracts for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Are they going to throw another swerve at Kofi?
Who knows?
I don't at this point. I wouldn't be shocked if they did, though. Ronda Rousey interview. That's what we were getting to. And she's backstage, and she's like, who, punching the air because the air did something to her. per usual.
Putting it in its place.
And Charlie comes over and is like, "Oh, Ronda, can we get a word with you on the 6-woman tag match tonight?" And she's like, "Charlie, don't speak to me." And then she like goes into this long drawn out like thing. And I love how she started off with, "Charlie, don't speak to me. I'm not in the mood." And then she starts yammering on in her usual promo ways. So she just talked about Becky and Charlotte and how she's punching the air and that's them and stuff. That was about it. One thing I do want to mention is this morning I woke up to a tweet, and it was Ronda Rousey on Twitter, and she put up a video on her YouTube channel, and it's called Addressing My Future After WrestleMania or something like that. Today was April Fool's Day, and us being the fools, we watched it. And in the video, she is like, "I'm here to address my future in the WWE because there's been a lot of rumors circulating, and I'm here to tell you that they are true. And I'm leaving because I'm going to be the world's greatest saxophone player."
And you bought into it.
No, I didn't buy into it.
Well, you did right up to that point.
I did. I thought, honestly, I was like, huh? And then she announced she was going to be a saxophone player, and I was like, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. And she really sold it, too, because she showed backstage segments with different superstars, with Samoa Joe, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, this is like her passion." And she's backstage all the time with the saxophone, and she's playing it, and it's like, I thought it was annoying at first, but it's like, she's good at it, man. And then they show, like, Elias and Paul Heyman and stuff, and it was funny. It was funny. I will say, you know, quite honestly, she can stay in WWE. I don't care. Just get the championship off of her, man. Also, she beat Alexa Bliss's streak for championship. How many days she has been holding the championship?
Well, that depends on what you go by.
I think it is a fraud and a lie. Because
she gave it up for a week.
She gave it up for a week back before Fastlane because she was vacating the title because she wanted Becky in the thing, and she was like, "I'm dropping the title. Sorry. Till you put Becky in the match, I'm not doing this anymore." And there was a tweet underneath the tweet where they announced that. I was like, well, you know, they got to have Ronda Rousey remembered for something because after Mania, Becky's going to win the title.
That's
and
all. So she has the longest consecutive time with
nobody will remember her. And so, yeah, that's what they're claiming at least.
Yes.
But I don't go by that because it's a lie. If they were to do it, her to be the longest reigning champion, it would have to go through WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And have to go through to like Raw or something, the Raw the next night.
Yep. Well, you can't now because she gave up the title for a week.
Exactly.
So you have to start the streak over.
It's dumb.
So then you have an Alexa Bliss, Tyler Breeze, and EC3 backstage promo.
Wow, EC3 on TV? Who knew?
Yeah, you saw him out there during the during the Apollo Crews and Jinder Mahal match.
Woo! EC3. He was gonna be my pick for winning the Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But no. Not happening. So, then we have Braun Strowman who comes over because they were, like, talking about the SNL guys and stuff. And then Braun Strowman comes over and challenges two random guys who are in the back who were watching the Weekend Update on SNL. And he is pretending that the one is Michael, what's-his-face, and Colin Shay. I think I said that wrong.
Okay, but Tyler Breeze and EC3 kind of threw those other two guys under the bus. They were laughing like, "Oh yeah, this is funny. This is we're laughing about the SNL, skit." And he's like, "Where did you see this?" And they point over at these two guys that are standing back there,
They're watching it down there. And then he goes over to him and is like, "You're I don't even think I'm going to say their name, sorry. Colin
Jost
and Michael Che. And I am challenging you two to a match tonight." And then he,
"You get these hands.
You're going to get these hands." And so they have a match.
Why they're doing this with Braun Strowman is beyond me.
Dumb. Dumb. That's all I can say about that. Is dumb.
Yeah.
They better give him something good after this because, quite honestly, if Seth wins the title, which is, I'm hopeful, I hope that he has a feud with Seth and he goes for the Universal Championship.
Yeah.
I can only hope.
Well, they got to do something with him. I mean, he's too big too important to not do something with.
They have to? Yes. Agreed.
So then, there's a Roman Reigns interview, where Drew McIntyre comes in and attacks him from behind and just beats him up. I don't know.
Throws him into stuff and makes him look weak.
Here's a question: are they setting up something where like Roman Reigns gets amnesia or something?
I have no idea.
And like doesn't realize that he's Roman Reigns or
Are they gonna have him do like a character change where maybe he turns heel?
I don't know because they've had him get beat up.
Well, they keep talking about this whole concussion thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe? I mean, are they? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Are they going to do with an angle where he?
Out there. That'd be very out there for WWE, but it's very possible.
You laugh at my thought on this Snickers thing with Dean Ambrose.
No, dude, I laugh at the fact that we talk about Snickers in every stream. I'm not even joking you when I say Snickers is going to be the choice food.
Well,
when we come to do our WrestleMania stream.
Well, Snickers is sponsoring WrestleMania. And so, when we sit here and we talk about the Snickers thing, I wouldn't be shocked
I'm not
if
joking, man.
Roman Reigns is like standing out there and Dean Ambrose runs out and says, "Here, take this Snickers. You're not yourself."
It would be
and he eats a Snickers and he goes, "Whoa!"
It would be so dumb, but it would be very funny. Because,
is it any dumber than the Braun Strowman SNL skit?
Man, no. Braun Strowman and the SNL guys, that's the dumbest. That's about as dumb as you're going to get, man.
I mean...
No, I think actually that's a lie. You could get dumber. But that's the dumbest thing that they have on TV right now. After this is over, man, I swear to you, it better be done. Braun Strowman get done in those dumb, stupid, goofy segments.
So, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do here.
I don't either, man. But I swear to you, this next segment is by far stole the whole show for me because I was laughing hysterically. Literally through the whole, second half of the segment.
Okay. Again, what was the point of this?
Hype.
So the match is the Riot Squad versus Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte.
They had to have this match to get to this segment. So right before this, we're backstage with Becky, and they ask her the same questions they asked Charlotte and Ronda about the match, and how are you not going to turn on each other? And she's like, I'm the man. I do this. This is what I do. I'm going to be cool. Not going to get all hot-headed like the pieces of wood out there. She literally called them pieces of wood. And I just, died laughing because she called them pieces of wood in a tweet, and I was like, dude, let that be the opening segment. Opening segment the night after Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania when you win the title. You two planks of wood are so dumb. That is literally what she said in her tweet the other day, and I was like, just let it be her opening segment because it's too funny to pass up. Anyways, continuing on.
Okay, ultimately what happens is they
win the match.
They end up winning the match. Ronda forces Liv to tap out. And while Charlotte's back is turned to Ronda...
actually, during the match, they got in each other's faces.
Well, yeah, they were in each other's faces a lot.
Because they, real heated.
Which, it's fine. But I don't understand the match.
Like I said, you had to have the match to get to this segment.
I don't understand the whole segment.
It was to hype it up, man. Well, it was to pull more interest in, because if you're sitting there watching it and you go, oh my gosh, that was... What was that? What's going to happen next? Are they going to make it to Mania? Are they not going to make it to Mania? What's happening? I don't know. But that was amazing what I just saw.
I was going, this is dumb. Are they doing this just because Becky Lynch supposedly got arrested and took pictures out in the hall that made her look like she was in jail? So now they can sit there and say she was taken out of a police car.
Not what Twitter.
And all the other,
that is not what Twitter was saying.
Rhonda was taken out in a police car
legit
and
blew up. Like, blew up for the rest of the show. There were multiple tweets about this segment, and it was like the rest of the show didn't matter. This is how they should have ended the show, not with the Baron Corbin and Rey Mysterio
I thought they would have ended the show with this anyway, just because
of
the fact that. But I think they wanted to make it bigger because then you have that time left over, so you're sitting there on the edge of your seat before the end of the show, going, are they going to show anything else about this? And so they had people wondering, are they going to come back to them? Is something going to happen? Are they going to show back up in the arena after they broke out of the police car and broke out of the handcuffs and come back to the arena and fight each other? I mean, but I didn't understand the whole point.
I loved it. It was great. I thought it was really funny.
Well, you love it because you're a Becky Lynch fan.
It has nothing to do with that. It was hilarious. Dude, okay. All right. Let me go through what happened here because I wrote it down.
Yes.
So, Ronda attacked Charlotte after the match. Security then came out. They beat up the security guards and then went right back to each other. Then these fake cops, which, by the way, bravo to the cops, the terrible cops, terrible, terrible cops. They come out, they arrest Rousey. Lynch then takes a cheap shot at Rousey. Lynch gets handcuffed. Then as those two are leaving the ring, Charlotte comes up, hits Ronda in the stomach, kicks Ronda in the stomach. Charlotte gets arrested. Charlotte's standing there the entire time going, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? What do you think you're doing? Do you know who I am? And then all of them get arrested. And they are taken out of the arena.
What was the point?
We go to commercial break. We come back, and we have police cars in the back. We have, oh man, literally this segment was great. We have police cars in the back. And they're like trying to get them in the police cars, all right? They put Charlotte in one car. And then very stupidly, they put Becky and Ronda in the exact same car. You can only imagine where this led to, man. You can only imagine.
Yeah, Ronda kicks out the cop car's window.
It was so dumb. And the whole time I was sitting there, are you stupid? Are you stupid? And I was like just laughing hysterically because they just started kicking each other in the backseat of the car. And I was dying laughing. Then they, oh my gosh, it was so funny. And then Ronda kicked out the window of the car. And the cop in the front, there's a cop sitting in the front of the car going, you two need to knock it off, knock it off, knock it off. And I was like, these cops are stupid. They're dumb. And so then they pull him out of the car. And then they like put him in separate cars again. And Rousey's still in the one car. And she hits the pedal in the front and the car moves forward. And it hits the other car in the back. And, man, I was just dying.
What was the point?
Like I said, it was to hype up the match.
I don't know. They could hype up the match in other ways. The way they did it, I definitely did not like.
By the way,
there's things they could have done.
Breaking news. This was from a little bit ago. The Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch have all been released from police custody of their own what? What does that even say? Whatever. And they will appear in court at a later date.
In other words, nothing's going to happen.
I put out a tweet and I said, "Oh, can we see more mugshot shirts?" Please?
I don't like I don't like what they did here. I just think it was like pointless. They could have done different things with this. So many people were legit talking about it. Well, they might have been, but it was my entire segment. Twitter feed through the rest of the show. That's because of people being Becky Lynch fans. That's why. That's the only reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally fake. Definitely.
What did you do?
The point of this was
it doesn't
pointless.
matter. What did you do? You got people talking about it. The three of them got arrested, and everybody's like, "What?"
How does it add to the storyline?
I don't know, but people got talking about it. It doesn't matter. People got talking about it.
Okay.
What you want people to do is talk about your product. And so what are people doing?
They're talking
Becky. About, oh my gosh, Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda just went like nuts on each other and they all got arrested.
They could have shown
Ronda kicked out the cop car.
Okay, they could have shown.
Then she got her head bounced off the cop car.
They could have showed Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda sitting in the toilet yelling through the walls at the toilet, and people would have been talking about it.
Not like they would have been talking about this, man. I thought this segment was great. I don't care. It was great. I found it very hysterically funny. I thought it was hilarious. And I've never laughed so hard in my life. And I was literally crying. And I was like, don't mess up your eyeshadow. Don't mess up your eyeshadow. Because I was crying. It was so funny.
Yes.
Dude, you can literally ask Mom when we're done here.
I guess this was to hype up the hate between the three of them, but they could have gone about it. Yeah, we already knew they hated each other.
I disagree. But you haven't seen them go at each other like they did tonight.
You haven't?
No, you haven't.
I watched Becky Lynch beat him with a stupid crutch.
True statement. But you haven't seen them go at each other to this point. Like, this legit is like all-time high of their
being hit with a crutch isn't legit.
The arrest storyline is so old and tired.
Yes.
I disagree with both of you.
It was pointless. Sorry. No point in having it.
I thought it was great. I thought this was gold. This was the best segment of the evening.
Yeah.
And it topped the entire show. Like,
I thought it was
I don't care about the Baron Corbin Rey Mysterio thing. Meant nothing. The Braun Strowman crap they did meant nothing.
Again.
These in-between matches they had, I mean, the Ricochet and Aleister Black and the Revival match didn't end the way.
Here's the deal. If you're a Becky Lynch fan, or a Charlotte Flair fan, or a Ronda Rousey fan, or you just hate all three of them, you're going to talk about it. Okay?
Exactly. And that was the point.
But you didn't have to do it this way. You didn't have to do it this way.
Okay.
I mean, what is the difference between that and what they're doing with Braun Strowman? Nothing. There is no difference. It's, a storyline that is pointless. At least this particular segment of the storyline.
Whatever got people talking, and that's all that matters.
I was talking about Braun Strowman.
What were we just talking about?
Well, we were talking about them, but that was because, that was who we were talking about. Why bring something in like that when you don't need it? You don't need it.
Okay, maybe you didn't need it, but what did it do?
They were good. If they had turned on each other after the match, people would have been going nuts about it.
They did. But then they added extra where they were going at each other so much that people had to pull them apart. And then they got arrested. And then the backstage thing was like the best part of that whole thing.
They didn't have to do it that way. Sorry.
Well, whatever.
Then we have heavy machinery.
I would like to see something other than security being called in police cars.
Definitely.
Whatever.
Heavy machinery versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
Awesome.
Then we have during the match, Lacey Evans comes out, does her normal thing, and you notice the heavy machinery dude. Which one is it? The one was always looking over his shoulder as she's coming down the ring, and the one that does the worm. Otis. Or the caterpillar or whatever they call it. Yeah, Otis. So anyway, she comes out. Heavy machinery ends up getting the win. If you notice at the end of the match, Bobby Roode is like staring at Chad Gable.
They're going to turn on each other. They're going to turn on each other in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
The glorious team is about to become...
Bobby Roode is going to throw Chad Gable over the top rope, and that is going to begin the rivalry.
It could be.
Like,
but that particular group is getting ready to come to an end. That tag team is short-lived.
Good. Because I didn't like them as a tag team.
Well, I didn't either, but, the whole idea behind them was because they needed tag teams.
I don't care what the thing was.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
I don't.
This is why you don't have a tag team match at WrestleMania, because there are not enough tag teams.
Because the tag team division is falling apart at the seams. That's why you got to bring the Dudley Boys back. And you got to bring Edge and Christian back. Well, you can't bring... they're injured. But you can't... you need more tag teams like them.
So where... the Usos aren't in... at WrestleMania yet.
Nope.
Do you think that's possible because of the issue they had with the law?
Possibly, but the thing that makes no sense with that is that they got arrested. The one got arrested right before their Fastlane match. But then they won at Fastlane anyways.
Well, do you think maybe this is the whole idea? Well, they should be winning because there are no tag teams right now in WWE. So,
but what I said about that was, I understand that they had arrested for reals. Yes,
for
arrested
reals.
for reals. Not Becky Lynch mugshots.
Yeah,
in a hallway.
not pretend arrested. They were arrested for reals.
See, I make fun of that too. Becky Lynch photos in the hallway, and then they put them on a T-shirt. Sell it for millions.
The Usos could have done it for reals.
So what I said about that was they had to have them win in that instance because they were going to break up Shane and Miz. And so they weren't going to turn back on that storyline. But then now that they're the champs,
you haven't seen them much.
You're not using them.
No.
So what's happening? I would like to see them. I put up a tweet, and I said the other day, Saturday, I believe, after the entrance in the Honor the Giant Memorial Battle Royal match were announced, stupid Hardy Boys being in it, that what if they do the Usos versus the Revival versus Ricochet and Aleister Black? And then it's like, it'd be along the same lines of the women's match.
I don't know, because I don't even know that they're going to have a title
where
match.
they all win, whoever wins is the unified champion, and they go around.
I just don't think...
Do you know
honestly,
how many people I've seen say, hey, we just want to see one tag team? One men's tag team, that's it, because you don't have enough tag teams in your division.
There aren't enough tag teams to go around.
Two separate brands.
So I don't understand why you need.
That's why I said, you have Ricochet and Aleister Black. They win the NXT titles on Friday, and then they go into WrestleMania, and then they defend those titles, and then you have the SmackDown and the Raw ones on the line too, and then you become like the undisputed.
Yeah.
Tag champs would be so cool. And
yeah,
then that's where you could pull in some of your NXT guys too and bring the Undisputed Era up to fight for those championships because they won all the gold or, whatever.
Possible.
Get it?
Possible.
And so I put that tweet up and I was like, I think that'd be really cool to see that happen. So, anyways, we were talking about Heavy Machinery, and Heavy Machinery got the win and stuff, and Lacey Evans came out and did her thing. Her outfit was, nice. I liked her dress. It was yellow. That's all about it. But that's all I got to say about that. Then we have Braun Strowman versus the two guys from the back. I don't know what their names are.
You'll never guess who won.
The two guys from the back. No, just kidding.
April Fool.
No, dude, I swear if they did that, though, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Well, then there might be a sure shot that Braun Strowman wins. You don't make him look strong. He goes into WrestleMania looking weak, and then he comes out the champ at there he comes out the champ. He comes out the winner in the Honor of the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah. So anyway, Strowman wins. Then we have Bobby Lashley addressing the rumors of...
Bobby Lashley, again, more of those fake wrestling names for our fake wrestling league.
Addresses the rumors of Demon Balor being at Mania.
Then we see Finn Balor backstage. And there's a video of him. And he talks about how everyone has their demons. And I'm going to be yours or something like that. And then the fog comes in. The fog. And then he ducks down and comes back up and it's a demon and then he goes or something like that.
I thought the way
I'm
glad
it was
the
kind
demon
of
is back.
though.
But I wish they would have held off until Mania to do it. Maybe
So for first issue we have here at WWE is you kind of ruin the surprise when you put out T-shirts and when you put out posters for everything with Demon Finn Balor on them.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they could have put those out later. They could have put them out at the show. But what they should have done, and here's my thought, okay? They should have, at WrestleMania, do a back show or a backstage thing where Lashley like runs into Finn Balor and like hits him or something, and you know, knocks him down or something, you know, something. And Finn Balor goes, you know, you've now unleashed the demon. And then, you know, when he comes out to the ring for their match, he's got demon paint. He's got the demon on.
Well, you know, that paint takes 25 years to get on. He's got to start putting that on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, whatever. I mean, they could have done something. They could have taped it earlier and done it that way, and used that segment in the show.
Sorry.
And I think it would have got a bigger, you know, a bigger pop than they did this way.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of underwhelming the way they announced Demon Balor being there. But, you know, at least we're going to see it.
You know, well, they could have done it like several times throughout, you know, over the last couple weeks, where Finn Balor is, you know, fighting Bobby Lashley, and he like, you know, gets hit or something, and he goes, "Now wait till Mania, you've unleashed the demon now," because,
or even just something like, I feel like almost something where he doesn't even have to say anything. It can just kind of be that, like, you know, something like that where he's just kind of like, oh, my head, you know,
yeah,
what's happening here? Where it's kind of like, it's in the back of his head, where he's trying not to think about it, but it's there.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's like, this is gonna overcome me, man.
I'm glad to see that he's back, the demon's back, but I just wish
everybody wanted
would
to
have
see
done
the demon.
Something different with it.
Agreed. Everybody wanted to see the demon come back, and it's nice. It's nice to see that the demon has come back. So now we get to the final match of the evening. Kind of disappointing to see Baron Corbin being the main event of Raw yet again. And it is Rey Mysterio versus Baron Corbin. And I don't have a lot to say on this because I did not like it very much, personally.
I don't know what the point of it was, you know, why they had to have this match. Baron Corbin ends up getting the win.
Now, the thing is, they made Baron Corbin look strong. So going into WrestleMania.
Well, here's my thought.
Kurt Angle get the win?
Well, here's a question. Does he even go to WrestleMania?
Corbin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, you know,
wait. Let me ask. What do you mean?
Well, we closed the show with Kurt Angle having him in the ankle lock and having him hurt, you know.
Oh, true statement.
So is it possible
that
this is the way that it's going to be, that, you know, this is how they get out of Baron Corbin wrestling Angle at WrestleMania?
There have been rumors circulating, like news, wrestling news sites have been saying that Kurt Angle's opponent will change. It will not be Baron Corbin. Nobody wants to see Baron Corbin, but it won't be John Cena. But his opponent, Kurt Angle's opponent, will change, and it will not be Baron Corbin. So maybe this is how they get there, and they announce it, you know, whether it be tomorrow or whatever, you know, sometime later this week.
They may not even announce it till later in the week.
Exactly, where it can just be Baron Corbin was checked out by medical, and he has, you know, broken his ankle or something like that, and he is unable to compete at WrestleMania. And then we have, you know, Kurt Angle could go out there and say, all right, well, I can't wrestle Baron Corbin.
Well, there's enough shows over the
injured him.
There's enough shows over the next week that, you know, they could come out and make a statement about something.
And so I cannot wrestle him. Now I am going to have an open challenge, or I challenge such and so or whatever to come out and wrestle. Now the thing is, it won't be John Cena. It shouldn't be John Cena.
No, it won't be John Cena.
Because John Cena has now, there are again more rumors and more wrestling news sites that are saying that John Cena will have a match at WrestleMania, but the opponent is being very well kept secret. And it won't be Kurt Angle. Which is where I said, maybe this is where they bring in Lars Sullivan.
Could be.
Because Lars Sullivan was supposed to be John Cena's original WrestleMania opponent.
Well, yeah, and he was supposed to get a little bit of a push, too, so...
Yeah, they were supposed to have, like, a storyline leading up to it, but then he had his anxiety attack or something with his health that happened, and so he was not there. So what if John Cena comes out and says, hey, I'm doing an open challenge. Whoever wants to come face me on the grandest stage in the mall, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
And then Lars Sullivan music hits. He makes his debut on the biggest stage of them all, and then John puts him over.
He might do that.
And he wins.
Possibly.
I think that would be real cool.
Yeah, it might be decent.
I think if John Cena's going to come out there, it's got to be something good. Because John Cena's kind of an attraction now, and he's not on TV every week.
No.
Because he's doing other things. He's doing movies, he's doing hosting of stuff, he's doing TV shows.
Well, he's pretty busy, so, he's doing other, like you said, he's doing other projects and things like that, so this would be something where he could help get someone over.
Mm-hmm, because then it'd be, oh my gosh, Lars Sullivan made his debut on the main roster against John Cena at WrestleMania, and he won.
Yep.
Nuts!
Definitely.
Crazy! But the Rey Mysterio Baron Corbin match, I didn't like it. I don't care.
I didn't understand the point because it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle. They even announced they announced that last week that it was going to be Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle, and I think here's why I think they switched it up. I mean, just a guess. Because they've been doing, friends of Kurt Angle, and so they decided to switch it up a little bit and have a friend of Kurt Angle face the guy that Kurt Angle is going to be fighting at WrestleMania.
Well,
so that's just my thought on
Kurt Angle never got his last match on Raw.
No, he didn't.
So his match they had last week with Samoa Joe is his last match on Raw ever.
Yep.
So it's kind of takes away from that.
It does, but it doesn't. I mean,
yeah.
He's going to get his last match at Mania anyway, so it's not like
it's not like it really matters, but, for his last match on Raw, they kind of took that away from him because he didn't even get an opportunity.
All right. I think we will end our stream right there for today. Reminder, we stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT. We will be streaming this Thursday our predictions show
for WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver.
Friday we have NXT TakeOver.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Saturday we will give you any news or information that we have along with talking about the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so if there are any matches made in between Thursday and Sunday, we'll talk about those in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame stream will be pretty short and sweet. I think I have kind of an idea of what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we may
have. I haven't really.
And by then we may have some news
to you about it, but we'll figure it out.
Some news and stuff on some other matches that could possibly be announced or.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of the Hall of Fame, real quick. Actually, sorry. It was announced today. They didn't talk about it on the show.
Oh, Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutus Beefcake was announced today that he is the last inductee to be being announced. He was announced today, and he is going in the Hall of Fame. And there is no celebrity this year.
No.
Which I was kind of shocked about, which is odd to me. But
why Cyndi Lauper? The question is, why is Cyndi Lauper not in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Good question.
Sorry. During Rock and Wrestling, she was a huge part of that.
She was the Rock and Wrestling connection,
so I don't understand why, they've put in some of the people they've put in for celebrities, and you don't put in one of the biggest names out there as far as celebrities. She was probably the first big celebrity that had a huge impact. And I'm not just talking about a one-time deal or a two-time deal. I'm talking about... she was there multiple times.
A manager for somebody.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And so, so I don't understand why she has never been put in the Hall of Fame ahead of some of these other celebrities.
I don't understand why they didn't talk about Brutus the Barber Beefcake not being inducted into the Hall of Fame on Raw tonight.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Makes no sense to me. They showed a little video thing where it showed all the Hall of Fame inductees for this year, but they didn't make an announcement like they did on everybody else.
Yeah.
And I also don't know why they announced him last. No offense to Brutus the Barber Beefcake, because he's great.
Well, you think you want your big...
I think DX is supposed to be their headliner, and they were announced first. And that's normally not the way that works.
The thing is the way WWE has been doing things lately, it's been kind of confusing anyway, so,
At least in past years, that hasn't been how they've done it. They announced their big, headliner last.
But that's what I'm saying, is the way they've done things recently, in the last couple of months.
It's been very odd.
Yeah, definitely.
Very, very odd. But anyways, Thursday we have a prediction stream. Friday we have TakeOver. Saturday is Hall of Fame. And Sunday is WrestleMania!
Make sure
I'm so
that
excited.
you, if you haven't subscribe to our channel. Hit the little bell
notification bell so you're notified every time we go live or put up a video.
Yes. With
so, with that being said, we'll be back
We'll
tomorrow
be back tomorrow night.
for Tuesday Night SmackDown. Oh, make sure to follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
We've
posted that several times.
Yeah, I'm at Maven Glean. You're at...
I'm at The Wrestle Story.
And
at Mr. Glean.
Mr._Glean, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm on Twitter all the time, so if you ever want to hit me up about anything, I'm on there, like, all day.
Yes.
So, you can find me on there. But
definitely.
We'll be back tomorrow for SmackDown.
She's on there a lot, so, if you want to get a hold of us or anything, go to Maven Glean, because you'll find her quicker than you'll find me.
Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow for SmackDown, and it's just a really week. I can't wait.
I've been going to do my peace out now for like 2 minutes.
Sorry.
All right,
anyways,
with that, peace out.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow.